But hi, my name is Sydney Baffour. I'm a sophomore at CMC, and I am going to be presenting the Black Student Association to you today. So let's get right into this. Right, perfect. So the Black Student Association. Now, in going into the governance structure, currently there's just two standing co-presidents, myself and my partner Isaiah Tulanda. Fast forwarding, I would like to just emphasize what BSA is about. What we try to create on CMC's campus is a community where vocalization, awareness about cultural plights, and inclusion is emphasized. We prioritize Black students as well as their allies so that the students at CMC can feel a community as well as knowing about the Black community as a whole. The benefits to this are that we create a campus community that has resources, education, and exposure, as well as promoting diversity. CMC is a place with multiple backgrounds, ethnic communities, and we feel that BSA is one of these resources to emphasize and let that community grow. We also support our individuals. We support the professional, the educational, and social opportunities available, as well as providing a supportive outlet. One thing that we prioritize at BSA is making sure that myself and Isaiah are both resources for our students, for them to come to if they want to talk about their day, if they want any resources for networking, if they want to know how does a resume builder work. We want to be there to be able to help them. So let's talk about our vision for the year. What we emphasize is having our mission connect to our vision. And what does that look like? Well, we want to have our students succeed. So we have created on-campus partnerships as well as off-campus partnerships, which I will elaborate on a little bit further into this presentation, as well as having large events on campus that just get the word out about BSA and what we do. And what does that look like? It looks like inviting speakers to the ATH, maybe having small luncheons at the care center where I also work, also providing group trips, maybe to LA, the big urban hub right next to CMC that has filled with culture and awareness about the African American community, as well as having group trips to little restaurants like we did our last year with our crawfish boil. Just something to invite BSA members as well as our allies to kind of foster this community and let people know that BSA is here and we care about our students. So what does that look like in more detail? So we have taken a lot of action to emphasize these partnerships. We have an Accenture partnership, which me and Isaiah were happy to be invited to a networking event a couple weeks back, and we have really fostered that partnership with Stella, our representative. In addition to that, we have joint events with DNI and Care Center. The Care Center on campus has been phenomenal in helping us foster a space for us to meet bi-weekly. We also have future events in the works with Mi Gente, for example, always partnering to make sure that people know that BSA is not just for African American students. It is not just for brown students, but it is for allies. It is for anyone who wants to support the Black community or just know about the Black community. We also, again, like I said previously, we want to use the large urban hub that is right next to CMC LA, going to Watts Towers, going to the African American Museum, going to Black churches. And the point about Black churches is that it's not necessarily to say that anyone who's part of BSA is with that religious affinity. However, Black churches have been integrated into the Black community and have been part of the Black community in so many different ways. And so we feel that if we have these different trips that emphasize all of these, we can really get the information out about what BSA stands for and what the African community has to offer. Now, living it out. On campus, we are a resource for our members and we want to be a point of contact. The point about this is we want our students to succeed. We want our students to know what we want them to know that we have their backs, and we want them to know that we're always going to be there for them. Now, success is a very tricky term because success can mean a lot of different things. So we want to really emphasize what do we mean by that. So defining success for BSA as a whole, qualifying versus quantifying. For the Black community, it would be very hard to quantify success, especially for the BSA. We can't just say that, oh, if we have a large membership count, or if we have people coming to our meetings, that's successful. Because we believe that the Black students at CMC have a lot more that they need from us than just coming to members and having food at a bi-weekly meeting. So we want to qualify success versus quantifying it. And that looks like asking, are the students satisfied with what they're getting from CMC and BSA as a whole? Are the students satisfied with the resume workshops that we're building? Are the students satisfied with the resources that we provide on campus? And that to us is how we define success. If every student in BSA is getting what they need out of BSA, then we've done our jobs and BSA is a successful group on campus. So we want to make sure that our mission connects with our vision in order to best exemplify what we want the club to do. So we strive for the success of our members, like I said. We want to make sure their needs are met, and we ask them what these needs are. So in the future, when we have future plans for our club, we will be able to implement these things as well as doing what we're doing currently. We also want to allow for our community to have personal level success. And like I said before, that is different for every student. Going on. So this is the CMC's mission. I'm not going to read it out for you because it's kind of extensive, but we just wanted to show that CMC's mission parallels our mission slightly in regards to educated students, responsible leadership, and intellectual vitality. However, we think that the BSA mission also kind of creates this emphasis on letting our students live out these mission values and letting them have different resources to create and tailor their mission to what they need it to be. So, impact continued. We want everyone to know that CMC is us, and CMC definitely does include Black CMC. We've gone through a lot of changes in the past year, especially within BSA. There's been a lot of volatile events that have occurred that have really made it hard for the Black community at CMC to find home. And we want BSA as a whole to really come together at this time, especially in the future. And so me and Isaiah are doing everything that we can to make sure that the BSA is able to have a firm foundation for now and for the future. We also want to focus on the racial stratification as opposed to ignoring it or putting it behind us, because we think it's a very important part of the Black community, especially on CMC's campus. And we are not afraid to address that and have communication and discourse about it so that we can address it and move forward to make CMC even stronger. So after we graduate, like we said before, there's been a lot of volatile changes that have happened with BSA that have made it hard to really pinpoint leadership or pinpoint something to talk to make sure that these changes happen. So what we want to do is implement a club cabinet. So for this year, we're actually short-term working on a freshman representative from the freshman class so we can talk to them and see what they need from us and really increase that outreach. And then we also want to, for future plans, have a representative from every single grade so that we can really increase that communication between all four grades at CMC. And maintaining relevance. Well, we believe that the Black community is always a relevant issue. And so we're not worried that the BSA won't be around. We're just worried that the community won't be there. So what we're going to do is to ensure that the community is there so that BSA can flourish and continue at CMC. So we just want to thank you for our presentation and hope that you learned something about the Black community.